хватит. Хватит заунывной музыки. У нас сейчас будет другая заунывная музыка. Ой. Кавыку сейву. По идее, сейчас должен оверлей работать на вот диске Elysium, чтобы там можно было видеть вариант ответов и прочее. Ну, не знаю. Блять, только на игру сменился, сразу же кадры полетели. Да ебаный ты по голове, как это? Может, у меня, блядь, настройки OBS какие-то неправильные? Почему так-то? Сразу указывает, да, я вообще не понимаю, как это работает. Ну, то есть вообще не ебу. То, блядь, стримлю все заебись, вообще без каких-либо проблем. То вот начинается такое. На чем я остановился? Я поговорил с головомером. Так. Журнал. Подведение итогов с Кимом в конце дня. Ну, это в конце дня. Он позвонил в участок, чтобы сообщить о убийстве. Используйте рация Кима. Рация Кима у него в машине, окей. Ну, тело жертвы. Для этого нужен нашатырный спирт во фриты. Я не знаю, где фриты находятся. Это тоже через рацию. Спойте караоке. Ну, это как-нибудь потом. И приложил вам позвонить в лазарет участка, чтобы разобраться с проблемой со взрывом. Это да. Бессмысленные соревнования. А, ну это писькомерение вот это. Откройте дверь в квартиру этого. Ну да, мы взяли этот квест Жиробаса. Зови меня Маньяна. Где он находится? Где-то в порту явно. В чем заключается загадка раз? Добавьте идею... А, ну это я добавил, по-моему, да? Да, современная расовая теория. Час 40. Похуй тогда. В случае забастовки откройте крышку, нажмите на кнопку. Ладно. Ты маньяна.
Скап?
Да. Ты антистатчик? Спрашивает человек с веселыми глазами, наклоняя голову.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses. Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess scared maybe. But scared of what? Of who?
Он решил вглядываться в толпу, словно пытаясь отыскать причину их страха.
Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something. We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time. I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
Теперь мы будем копами за меньшие деньги. Он усмехается, а потом осознает происходящее.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife?
Так, ключ от
A
двери.
key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? Of course, I got you. You don't know anything.
Он подмигивает тебе, постукивая по носу.
I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
Солидарность рабочего класса, как говорится. Окей. Блять, своими действиями завалю кого-нибудь случайно чувака. А то запугать это хуйня, блять. Так, про стукача речь идет не про местных полярных дятлов, если ты понимаешь, о чем я. Подмигнуть.
Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it, I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the wailing in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Дверь в подвал за теплицей, что на заднем дворе танцев в трепе. Танцы в трепе это, по-моему, наша гостиница.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter.
Ее взгляд уплывает куда-то вдаль.
None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Он еще просит узнать об этом задании и об этом стукаче, когда он будет дома.
I'm more of a philosophical dog worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
Он делает долгий глоток из своей фляги.
He means he's not going to tell you cause he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard.
Чем
We're
вы
negotiating our
бастуете?
share. Aye.
Ага, говорит он, чрезвычайно довольный собой.
This stuff, they already covered. It's not enough. Not enough to get ahead. More about keeping us in our place. All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
Хотят вправления. Окей.
This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're
Sounds
on
like
the same
communism.
page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people or deporting them to a labor camp in southeast Grad. But don't say that out loud if you're a communist.
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman. I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish. He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway, and moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
This man has political theory, and it has not failed him today.
Sure thing.
This was great. You feel mentally reinvigorated.
Чувствуешь прилив новых умственных сил. Пиздец.
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
The man whispers a jaunty tune, a coastal breed.
Окей. Валим дальше. Ревашольский грузовой порт. Это что за хер?
Bastards! We have a right to work!
Лидер антистатчиков. Ублюдки, у нас есть право работать, орет мужчина на портовые ворота. Голос у него самый громкий из всех собравшихся и удивительно скрипучий для человека таких размеров.
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
Широкоплечий главарь поворачивается к тебе. Он как минимум на голову выше всех остальных, кто здесь собрался.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Ну-ка. Ваня, если тут, проверь кнопочку. О, работает!
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Еще мне придется каждый раз это нажимать или что? Вот я вот не знаю, что за кнопка. Типа тоже идет отсчет в 15 секунд. Ну я что-то как-то не ебу.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here.
Right to work!
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence. Rights of people, rights of workers, to have gainful employment, to make a salary, and feed their families.
Я не успел прочитать. В смысле, еще вот здесь вот ты еще не успел, в самом начале, когда я он спрашивал, будешь меня бить или нет. В каком праве идет речь? Праве людей, праве рабочих, оплачиваемый труд, работа и зарплата, позволяющая накормить семью.
His manner of speaking is wooden, the tone of voice bland and
Мы-
uninspired, almost as if compiling replies from a set of learned phrases.
Голос звучит прессом без вдохновения, словно... Серьезно, ты мои скиллы можешь менять? Интересно, это навечно или это как бы... Ну, типа, допустим, вот мне не хватает какого-то скилла, там, чтобы... Ну, там, кубик правильно бросить. Типа, можешь что-то поменять? Окей.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here.
Shame on you!
We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
Свое дело в окно, потом еще прожми. Ну, здесь еще 50 секунд надо подождать вот для вот этого. А я так понимаю, если я нажму на вот это, то здесь появятся чисто проценты. Но выбирать буду все равно я, получается. Что такое забастовка, блядь? Кто такие эти штрейкбрехеры? Откуда ты вообще это слово узнал?
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
Мужчина проводит рукой по седым, по-военному постриженным ежиком волосам.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
Вполне возможно, что этот чел какой-нибудь подставной, и его корпорация прислала, типа, чтобы показать, что на самом деле есть люди, которые хотят работать, чтобы угомонить настоящих работников. Тупо это что такое? Что за вопрос?
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
Почему эти все эти люди вас слушаются? Кстати,
You
да.
think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were.
Given a job to do! When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
Он переминается с ноги на ногу в своем неудобном рабочем комбинезоне. Чего хотят
Beats
забастующие?
me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
Вот, да, как будто... Ну, он не настоящий, типа, рабочий, а подставной, скорее всего. Скверно сидеть, что это значит?
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Окей.
What's it to you?
Откуда ты? Какое тебе дело? В каждом его слове звучит подозрение.
Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
Интересует твое происхождение.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
Ну-ка. Я еще раз прожал эту кнопку. Вторую вот. Вышибалы где? Я бываю в разных барах, может, я узнаю. Че, у тебя было какое-нибудь диалоговое окно? Вышибалы где? Я бываю в разных барах, может, я его знаю.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Сзади все. Ты фоточку прислал там? Ща. Мне интересно, как это выглядит. И оно на английском, да? The investigator is meditating, allowing you to временно alter the skills, pick one skill to improve and one skill to diminish. Интеллект, стак. Понятно, то есть это не вот эти мои 24 скилла, а в общем их направление ты можешь менять. Соответственно, если ты меняешь направление интеллекта, то, допустим, +1 будет 5, то получается все скиллы в интеллекте получают временный баф на +1. Прикольно. Так, надо его расколоть. Он говорит про бар, где был вышибалой. Не помню, но это нормально. Я многого не помню. Может, я там в первый раз слышу, а ты не врешь. Говорить ему въебало врешь, когда я не могу этого подтвердить, рискованно. Собственно, с другой стороны, это все рискованно, мы нихуя не помним. Отвечу второй вариант, потому что это как бы неуверенный, типа, ну, может, был, может, нет, хуй знает.
Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. What's it to you?
Ну-ка, давай еще раз.
Big mess, caused by union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people.
Он бросается на тебя из полной подозрения взгляд, но я только сражаюсь за права людей.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds and worked at Territorial.
Говорит про территорию.
Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
Возможно, мне не хватает какого-то скилла, тогда бы он про эту территорию бы что-нибудь да бы вспомнил. Вначале работу показывают на ворота, и мы были уже там и работали, если бы эти козлы не закрыли ворота.
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Черепомер.
Why don't you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit. They have that look.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
Мужчина отрез свою идеальную квадратную, хорошую щетиной челюсть. Ладно. Это что, деньги? Монеточки! Вот да. Фриты. О, мне сюда. Желтые розы, десятки роз, а еще тюльпаны. По радио играет меланхоличная попса.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Аппарат по сдаче бутылок?
Oh, that's the tear machine.
Автомат для тары.
It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like bottles or whatever, and put it in the machine, then it gives you money.
А как собирать эту тару?
You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave them all out, so...
Бля, вот как деньги есть копытить можно. Собирать бутылки. Окей.
Feel free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm sure there are some out there. Somewhere.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm.
Вспоминаем детство. Ну, я в детстве бутылки не собирал, на самом деле.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
Так, мне нужно что-то на шатырный спирт.
Yeah, there's like an ampule somewhere.
Рубль стоит, ебать. На зафет здоровья. 3 здоровья, еба. О, за 2,50 может 3 здоровья. Это дешевле получается. На чуть-чуть совсем. Но денег у меня примерно нихуя. Давай на шатыр.
Okay, don't, like, overdo it or something.
Кто такой
Saint
Сен-Батист?
Baptiste, you know, the pharmaceuticals company. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. That one.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint Baptiste, the city. Itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history.
Буржуй контра, а то мы работали 6 лет. А я и денег-то никогда в детстве не просил ни на что. А деньги я зарабатывал, продавая свои старые учебники. Вот. Отучился 1 класс, продаешь учебники тем, кто переходит в 1 класс. Вот так.
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. it's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising. No, sorry. I'm not like a doctor or anything.
Зафет восстанавливает 1 единицу здоровья дромин, 3 магния, единица боевого духа, гипногамма, 3 единицы боевого духа. Окей. Ну, мне из этого ничего не надо. В принципе, у меня по хп что-то да есть.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display.
4. Стойкость плюс 1. Блять, можно украсть, но лучше не красть.
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
Her attention is drawn to the raincoats. Stealing one undetected will now be more difficult.
Реально, то есть украсть теперь стало сложнее. И почему сложнее? Потому что я спросил, что это, блять. Стойкость плюс 1, да похуй. Ну что, сигареты?
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer. The bottles wink at you in the light. The smokes too glitter in their wrapping. It's like looking into a kind of heaven. Your knees are weak. There, in that dark
электрохимия,
green
привет.
glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol.
Я в раю, мне нужно все.
Sure. If you want something, I can get it for you. Just let me know and pay and stuff. But I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. But I guess you already know that.
Почему водка заблокирована? Потому что водка стоит 30 реалов, блять. Плюс 1 физиология, минус 1 боевой дух. Я так понимаю, это временные бафы и дебафы. Плюс 1 интеллект, минус 1 здоровье. Алкоголь целый мир. Сигареты Астра. Господи, вот бы мне сигареты за 2,90. Даже мои такие сигареты сейчас стоят чуть больше сатена уже. А раньше я курил парламент, блядь, и я думаю, сейчас парламент стоит рублей 200, наверное, если, блядь, не больше. У вас есть какие-нибудь особые препараты?
No, Frick only sells legal drugs, like the law says.
Блядь.
The pale age vodka is special, I guess. It's stored in pale for a couple of years, which makes it super expensive and super strong.
Pale. То есть они pale реально перевели как серость. А я помню, здесь есть такая вещь, ну, место называется pale. То есть как-то перевести. Так и оставить pale или как-то, но в итоге серость. В итоге называется супер дорогой и супер крепкой. Но я думаю, во всяком случае, что pale или серость это место. Хотя... О, что такое серость? Ну типа, она пожимает плечами и явно не собирается вдаваться в подробности. Ага, то есть это нихуя может быть и не место, это просто что-то, как бы, ну ты же знаешь. И как прием всех этих веществ отразится на моем организме? Давай, я ж не пьющий, не курющий, я ж не знаю.
I mean, I already said it'd hurt you. I don't know what else they do.
Substances give powerful bonuses to your main stats at the cost of damage to your health or morale. Cigarettes raise your intellect while damaging your health. Alcohol raises physique while damaging your morale. Use medication, like Nosafed and magnesium, to counteract the negative effects of substances. Note: consuming substances can have unforeseen consequences for you.
Меня интересует другое. Это бафы временные или постоянные? Вряд ли, что постоянные, тогда это было бы слишком легко.
Welcome to Frick.
What's
Кроме
that
водки, то
magazine
все...
she's reading?
О. Что журнал она читает, ебать?
You mean this?
Я хочу попробовать. Что это? Она смотрит на обложку с кричащей яркой фотографией двух целующих девушек. О май.
This is Pop Stars. It's got like famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34.
Мода
This
полиции?
speaks to you.
This speaks to you. Это все не важно. А что за полиция моды?
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
И кто-то сейчас number one. Ну-ка, как это в оригинале? Numero uno. А у нас number one. Так, что, мы будем подкатывать? Не? Сейчас мы покажем чудеса обольщения.
No. I don't like it. I hate it.
Fuck!
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
I don't know. Frit?
Почему название три буквы
I
Т?
think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
The story goes that normal Fritta, with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
Теперь мы знаем, почему Фрита с тремя Т.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but
Давай, расскажи мне про труп. Опять же, включаем очаровашку и обольщение.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so not really.
Не особо, то есть немного знала.
No. I didn't know him at all.
Мгм.
I don't know really long.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Так, ладно. Сохрани, окей. Во. Надо вот это бахнуть. И что, у меня реально нет ни одной бутылки в кармане? Я думал, что у меня есть. Стоп, у меня патроны? Ебать. Драма -1. Что дает мне драму -1? Привет, Барабас. Что мне дает драму -1, сука? Или я сам по себе такой? Понятно. Очки убавляют драму, да ее? А что они добавляют? Визуальный анализ. Ну, вообще, я же полицейский, мне визуальный анализ более важен. Так, а мы сейчас будем проверять, как работает алкоголь на наше тело в этой игре.
Is this about the question?
Так. Где? Куда тыкать, чтобы алкоголь? Здесь... Нет, ну окей.
A colourful
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
Давай все сигареты, все, что
Here you
можно.
go, mister. Here you go, mister. Here you go, mister.
Все. Скуриваем все сигареты. Осталось применение 9. Насколько это работает по времени? Правая рука. То есть оно экипируется?
There it is, a brave little army in your pocket. The 1st Smokes platoon. 20 brave souls standing in salute, ready to step into fire for you, sir.
Вытащи сигарету из пачки.
You picked the best one. This soldier is fat and succulent. What are you waiting for? Light up. Re-become yourself. Get a load of this rock and roll cop hair, people. Johnny Thundercop fishes a cheap lighter out of his pants. With a flick of the thumb, there's fire. A primal satisfaction. Here we go.
Ну-ка, как его назвали? Джонни Thundercop. Сука.
The lighter's dark green disposable plastic. Safety's off. In your case, the safety is always off.
Hey, you can't smoke in here.
О,
Please don't fuck with Frit.
ладно, игра это учитывает, что я закурил как бы в помещении, да и к тому же в аптеке как бы.
Shut up. It's already happening.
А я плохой мальчик. Бум. Интеллект улучшен.
Thick, warm smoke gets sucked down into your lungs. Immediately, you feel a warm nostalgia fill your head, body, and soul. A nostalgia for yourself, the man you were in your youth. Johnny Thundercop is back, and he's chill as balls.
Johnny Thundercop is back, and he chill as balls. И я выполнил какое-то секретное задание. Найдите секреты, покурите. Я загружусь, потому что я купил слишком много сигарет и остался без денег. Поводный весов, сигарета Астра. Выполнено секретное задание. Получено опыт 30.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a cigarettes button. Cigarettes gives +1 to intellect skills, logic, rhetoric, conceptualization, visual calculus, encyclopedia, and drama. This is good before a white check, but damages your health.
Ты таймер посмотри. Ну, сейчас 2:36, а чё? Сейчас только 2:30 часа. Ну-ка. Интеллект 5. Я до сих пор не знаю, это временный баф или нет. Стоп, а где ты видишь таймер? Осталось минут... Во, здесь написано, осталось минут 60. То есть это работает на час. Понятно. Час игрового времени. Там есть навести, оно, кажется, показывает. Так, я загружусь, я куплю одну пачку. Потом ее покурю.
Is this about the questions again?
Нет.
A colorful.
Again, I'm obliged to Here you go, mister.
Так, остальное брать не буду, и так денег, блядь, нет. Мне нужно найти пакет и собирать бутылки. Потому что я коп-бомжара. Джонни Thundercop. Хобокоп. Jump Jams, популярный музыкальный журнал. Окей. Глянцевый журнал «Самые крепкие мужчины». В номере приведен список 9... Так, окей, мусорка. Магний. Найс. Кто магний просто так выкинул? Вы чё? Ты кто?
Welcome to Ivashol.
Дальнобойщик расист. Добро пожаловать в Ривашоль, объявляет грузный мужчина. Реплика обращена не к тебе, она для Кима. Почему ты так обращаешься к моему напарнику?
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
Да, Ким, так его!
It's men like you
Я не
who
знаю,
keep
что происходит.
Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What he means is fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Так, ладно, я ничего не понимаю. Проясните, ребята.
Oh, come on, man. I just said, welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Понятно. Тут местные российские терки против азиатов.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Полицейская волна! О, коп за копа, погнали! Без бэки меня с собой стукнут лейтенанта в плечо. Ну, я думаю, что мы здесь все почему-то научились улыбнуться шоферу. Ну что, с этим разобрались, а теперь у нас есть несколько вопросов. Давай,
You
Ким!
two make a cute couple. You know that?
Ты что, плюнул?
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Whatever you say, officers.
Он бесстрастно ждет, сигарета тлеет в его пальцах.
He smells of heavy motor oils and his breath of high tar content cigarettes, probably Astra Whites.
О, Астра, это ж я такие курю. Правда, еще не курю, но я обязательно закурю.
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation. The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A
Месяц.
month, 2 months maybe.
Или два.
But this here is just the last week or so.
Ну, вот это он показывает на грузовике, только неделю назад началось.
Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Окей.
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions? Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to... Apples.
Apples is exactly.
Look, as detective. I come from a long line of lorrymen. We got ancient
Потомок
rights
старинной
and
династии
privileges.
дальнобойщиков. Права, привилегии. Кажется, он теряет терпение объяснять все это. Ну давай, я тебя
Oh, I'm
помучаю.
here to pick up a load of fucking apples, man. Just regular, Koiko picked apples.
Которые Гойко собирали.
You're not gonna get more out of him on this. He's put up the wall of racism.
Привет, Ромыч.
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Твой любимый Кирчик Дот запустил? Импульс, что ли? Ну-ка. Отвратительно, блядь. Что это за хуйня? Это реклама.
Планета хотела нам...
Ну, короче, фу. Я не буду это смотреть. Сейчас Ваня свалит из этого. Ой, импульс, что там? Ням-ням. Так, выбираем варианты ответа. Погнали. Ну ладно, чё, я вырубаю стрим, никому уже нет дела. Там импульс доту запустил. Блин.
People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
Oh?
Ой, иди ты нахер, заебись.
Don't push your luck, runt.
Мужчина глядит на тебя с отвращением, а потом отворачивается и перестает обращать на тебя внимание. Да и хуй с тобой, блядь. Сина кобыла. Что у нас еще есть? Блядь. Вероятно, раньше в грузовиках хранилось топливо, сейчас спиртное. Монетки! Бабки.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia. The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels. A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant features a sun crown with wavy rays.
Солнце с венцом волнистых лучей.
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eamdal in the lost city of the Pygmies.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
Грузовик вот это.
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
There he is, in front of Rita, smoking nervously, hoping it's over.
Окей. Национализма! Не поддерживаем. Так, в этой части ничего. Сигарета будет в руке, курить мы пока не будем. Так, надо открыть квартиру Эврары и снять уже тело, блядь. Иномарка в хорошем состоянии, окей. Ой. Бабки.
The small, wrinkled woman
Дальнобойщица.
does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile.
Фотография амбротип. Что такое амбротип? Google, помоги мне. Стример не знает слов. Амбротипия. Ранний фотографический процесс описан в начале 1850-х годов изобретателем коллодионного процессора Фредериком Арчером, как один из его вариантов. Ну, короче, вот что такое амбротипы. Ладно.
No response wherever this woman is. Your word.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone. Why? I just told you.
Окей. Хе-хе, белую майку спиздили. +1 грубая сила. +1 грубая сила. А что нам нужно, чтобы Куна пиздануть по ебалу, грубая сила. Статуя всадника. На островке в центре дороги возвышается старинная статуя, обращенная к морю. Похоже, что ее собрали по кусочкам и закрепили в воздухе при помощи многочисленных тросов и штырей. Дорогер. Кто это? Серебристая табличка на пьедестале статуи гласит: «Я Филипп III, расточительный, величайший из филиппийских королей Ревашоля, сын Филиппа II Зажиточного, отец Филиппа IV Безумного». Нормального семейка.
As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece.
Так, окей, 58 шансов, энциклопедия, погнали.
Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy.
Славился своим мотовством. Окей, Google, мотовство. Мотовство, поведение мота, расточительность. Понятно. Profligacy. Okay.
Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
Понятно. Очередной царек, блять.
Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person. But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction.
Ты еще не слышал его пристрастию к кокаину, что?
You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry, he was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy.
А, вот как теперь у нас наркоманов называют. Выдающийся ценитель пудры для носа.
That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay. Cocaine. Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum. The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn of the century revolution, when Martinez was leveled. Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the communards had more time, they would have reduced it up to even finer pieces. Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city.
Ебать ирония.
The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit.
Ну, сама идея, конечно, прикольная. Статуя того, когда его разносят на куски.
People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists. Philip III, the Squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death. Not that he ever did in life either. Something with great kinetic energy seems to have impacted the cuirass, around where the heart is. A bullet? Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Okay, I can't see it, but I take your word for it.
Протирать очки, он поднимает голову.
Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice or a political statement?
Это все не то, может, как связано с убийством. Это тупой ответ, поэтому я скажу это.
If we connect every bullet hole in Martinez to the murder, we'll get an overwhelming amount of loose threads. But then again, we don't really know what we are dealing with here, so...
И он реально сейчас это запишет.
I've made a note. Don't hold your breath.
Ну, 5 очков опыта есть 5 очков
The
опыта.
king stands high above you, surveying the bay.
Окей. Зато мы узнали, как их королевская династия пала к хуям собачьим. Дебилы, блядь. На грузовике красная надпись Хьюамон. Хьюманокс.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
From another planet. Hey there. You sure are, my man. It's the jam, my man.
The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oils, heavy metals and other byproducts of the modern era. You could almost taste it.
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight, no explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck.
Полный пиздец.
Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days. Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout. Everyone's a critic, man. It's okay. I've been here a whole week already. So tell me, what do you need? It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
Если ты устроишь забастовку, то, может, под пулю не попадешь. Устроим забастовку на пустом месте.
Maybe you should. Cops don't get paid much and the hours are long. Plus, you can get shot. Why not?
The RCM is a self-managing organization that operates on donations. We promote our own leaders. It would be like striking against your own mother. Okay, but do continue. You were asking about the strike?
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess.
Что-то вроде нового огромного подъемного крана и половины компании. Ага.
I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too. Like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
Говорят еще, что в городе сейчас сотрудница компании, типа переговорщица с бастующими. Надо ее найти. А, это, наверное, ту, которую отправили на обучение. Окей.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
Знаешь бы еще, где она.
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. Us lorry drivers, camionneurs, you still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
Бля, эмпатия. Хуй там.
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs. A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff.
Relax. He's merely joking.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident, though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy. This rockin' beauty. Sure is, like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6.
Ну, энциклопедия говорит, что это правда.
Good eye, my man.
Yeah.
Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically
Окей,
against
эмпатия
his arm.
8%. Кто-нибудь в эмпатию мне... А в какой у меня эмпатия? В психику! Дайте мне психики больше! Вперед! Никто мне не помог! Погнали!
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
You really are the law, aren't you? I get that being bluntly observant and inquisitive comes with the territory, but it certainly doesn't help with your conversational skills, does it?
Maybe the full-on direct approach wasn't correct. Damn, it's tricky business looking into someone's eyes and not doing it wrong.
Окей, мне надо будет поднять эмпатию, тогда я смогу это еще сделать. Или нахуй забей хуй.
Don't be a stranger.
Да, о, это же наша кинема. Мы уже пришли куда надо.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The
Так,
bodywork
мне
is
нужно
covered in
сходить по
blue and white
очень
leather,
важным делам.
bearing the
Иначе сейчас басусь нахуй. У-у-у! Где мои тапочки, блядь? Где музяка? Окей. Кинема. Сейчас нужно всех обзвонить. Психологу позвонить или кому-то там. Про все рассказать. Перед тобой стоит мотокарета корпус бело-синий с номером 57.
This must be the infernal machine, that toy from Oblivion. The Caprice Kinema motor carriage.
Купри Кинема.
In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you.
Волна запаха кожи и мазута накатывает на тебя. Прям как из УАЗика.
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled heat.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without the ignition key.
Translation: we're not going anywhere right now. Alternative translation: don't even think you can drive my MC.
Риторика. Сейчас мы никуда не едем. Авторитет. Альтернативный перевод. Даже не думай, я не дам тебе порулить. Блин!
The frequency tableau lights up, and the green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye. And then you hear something. The soft purr of electrical kittens. Radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
Дельта 10. Ответьте огнеходцу, прием.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Ты можешь поклясться, что лейтенанту, а она отвечает дружелюбнее.
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. I wonder what Kim's default radio station is.
Так, может с меня 41-м участком, мне нужно кое-что сообщить. Мне сказали связаться с лазаретом моего 41-го. Мне нужно поговорить с одной гражданской силой. Возможно, она сообщила об убийстве. Не обращать на Алису внимания, нажать кнопку «Сохранено». Нажать на кнопку «Сохранено».
As always, it's DJ Mesh and Felicio, and you're listening to Street Freaks FM, bringing you the hottest, the nastiest, the most vulgar.
A flock of seagulls takes off nearby, startled by the roaring radio. Right away, the lieutenant reaches into the cabin and...
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. You wanted the prime line, right? Oh, is that what it was called?
О, вот так оно, я и не знал.
Go for it. Turn the radio back on while it's still on the Speed Freaks FM.
Nothing to get into, really. But sure, let's focus on the important things.
This is Precinct 57. Can I connect you to someone?
Окей,
Just a
41-й.
second, officer.
Она переключает звонок в режим удержания. Помехи шуршат уютно, как костерок. Потом тебя приветствует пожилой голос, дребезжащий и странно знакомый.
10-2, 10-5, this is 41st, come in, over.
The man uses relay code. You've got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code.
Да, коп, наверное, знают, а я... 10-4, участок 41, у меня срочное дело, прием.
10-4, message received, 10-5, relay message, what's your status, over.
Просто докладу, прием.
10-18, state your message, sir.
Я хочу доложить о пропаже моего удостоверения.
10-9, over.
Удостоверение не могу найти, пропало, короче.
10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain, over.
Is it him? What does he want?
Это он, что ему надо?
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge? Who lost his badge?
Там, блядь, все сейчас будут ржать, сука.
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
Дик Маллен? Я думал, я Гарри.
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge.
Сука.
Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
Может прекратить, я просто хочу подать заявление и покончить с этим. Хватит оператор, пусть прекратят, дело серьезное.
He's asking you to stop, says this is serious.
Of course it's serious. He lost his fucking badge.
Satellite Officer Vicmar concurs, losing your badge is serious. Over. He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughs sarcastically.
Наверняка мы, блядь, первый в мире коп, который потерял свое удостоверение, да?
Oh god damn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's gonna be dicked for this.
Satellite Officer Vicmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire...
Mullen dicked us.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what now?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
Скажи, что ты... Я сейчас доберемся, блядь, меня и так за это уже съедают, сука. Перестаньте выходить на секунду, повторять подрассорение. Пока довольны? Я хочу обсудить другое.
10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
Из-за громкого обсуждения на фоне ему трудно тебя расслышать.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Капитан трезвость. Твари, блядь!
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun, dear. Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck! Мне срочно нужно прилив драмы. Драма находится где? Драма находится в интеллекте. Курим. Почему я не могу покурить сейчас? Драму! Интеллекта! Дайте интеллекта! Пожалуйста! Надо было покурить! 58 шансов стало больше. Погнали!
Even before you can get the words out, everything gets scrambled in your brain.
Я не терял свою тушку, то есть пушку, бляха. Сука, мы еще и...
He says he didn't lose his gun. Or his fun, whatever that means.
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not his fun. Just the gun will do.
Satellite Officer McLean requests a description of your weapon. Over.
Fuck! Прошептать на цюким, какое у тебя оружие.
It's a single shot kill A9. An armistice to be precise.
Says it's a kill 9mm.
Наверняка у меня не такое.
Armistice? What, is he a fucking... Clearly he doesn't have his Villiers anymore.
Dear God, he lost his gun. Oh my, I can't.
This isn't really a laughing matter.
Mac can face a giant of Coco Noor by himself, but Disco here made him piss his pants.
Oh, I can't. Fuck. He lost his... Ask him if he's still got his wiener. Oh, man.
Писька при мне!
I'm not going to. Ask him. Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over.
Забыл у мамки, когда зад ее чё. Вот такому!
That's a negative. Not going to say that. Over.
Про мамку, блядь!
What's he saying? Share with the class. He said he sodomized your mother.
The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party. Some nerve he's got.
Sure her vanilla waffles were the only thing he ate?
Shut up, Chester. This isn't funny. This is my mom we're talking about. Tell him to apologize right now.
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims that you made about his mother. Over. Mac, he says you shouldn't have antagonized the Firewalker in the first place.
Who?
Да, мы же назвались как огнеходец. Кого?
Satellite Officer V. I'm afraid he might be referring to himself as Firewater, sir.
Firewater? He's lost it. Fuck it. Tell him to find his goddamn badge and gun. That's the only thing that matters.
Satellite Officer V. 10-4, affirmative. Officer is in pursuit of his firearm.
Бедный Жуль уже заебался, блядь, сидит там, сообщение друг другу, блядь, передает.
Oh, God,
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. Okay, 10-4, sir. I hear you. Relay your question. Over.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through.
Неожиданная информация.
Be smart about this. Ask if he's there alone.
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question.
Лицо как на картинке. Если у тебя в отчете описание моего удостоверения, можешь хоть засчитать имя, звание, дату рождения. Это будет странно. Прошу впредь ко мне по фамилии. И если есть новости о моей семье, он рассказывал тебе о жизни до РКМ. Давай.
10-4, well, that's,
Does he actually want something or is he hell-bent on disrupt?
He asked if he ever told me about his days before joining the RCN.
For God's sake, cut this shit out! Tell him to stop wasting time and be...
Sir, Satellite Officer Vitmar. So, was there anything else? That's a negative, sir. I got 10-12 visitors present here. Over.
Ладно, будем себя... Мы же выяснили свое имя. Источник имени ненадежный. Тот жирный, который сидел, он, конечно, рассказал нам все это, но мы заметили то, что информация, которая у него в документах, это липа, и нихуя он на самом деле не знает. Возможно, это имя настоящее, возможно, нет. Там нет точности. Мы выяснили то, что папка с документами у него липовая. Откуда он узнал имя, мы не знаем. Так что верить ему у нас тоже смысла нет. В этом фишка. То есть, скорее всего, это правильное имя. Но мы ему не доверяем в этом плане.
What? What is it?
He wants to verify the information on his badge.
But of course, it says Dick Mullen. Hi.
Tell him to stop wasting time.
What do you need, sir? Over.
Понятно, короче, блядь, эти черты, блядь, нихуя не дадут мне узнать.
Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Так, с этим
It
лазаретом.
will take just a moment, officer.
Her voices fade out into the familiar radio static.
Так, я сейчас чаек налью. Мне еще никогда не было так стыдно за вымышленного персонажа, блядь. Как будто на меня наорали.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
Вы слышите, как какой-то мужчина коротко прочищает горло, а потом говорит: Готлиб, вам чего?
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
Он беспечно жует карамельку.
Oh, it's you.
А, это ты. Мужчина неприятно удивлен.
Firewalker? Oh, yes, you are. Just don't breathe in the general direction of your fire feet. Actually, wait, do exactly that. Put yourself out of your misery. Take a deep, diaphragmatic breath in and...
Блять, да что ж ты рофлит-то надо мной?
I'm the most serious person at the station, detective. Now, do you have any current pressing medical
По-моему, у меня
problems?
появилась повышенная чувствительность.
That's because you're hungover. Even the radio waves coming from your direction smell like liquor. Do you feel like your eyes are twitching too? That's the tiny vessels pulsating from high blood pressure, stupid officer. You might be sustaining permanent damage to your vision as we speak. Not much I can do about it. I'm not an eye doctor. The busy kind. It's not life-threatening, just annoying. For you. I've got more important things to do here.
It certainly does not help with aiming.
Okay. По-моему, у меня инфаркт.
And you survived it. Congratulations. Are you mobile? Even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that. Officers your age have coronary trouble all the time. Also, death is a natural part of life.
Окей. Смерть, естественно, часть жизни. Спасибо, доктор. Я потерял память совсем.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised. What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care.
What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body?
Да, расскажи мне все.
You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime. And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with cyanoacrylate. It looks like Mactosin.
Ух ты, болван склеил себе веки цианокрила. Блять.
It's not fucking cryoacrylate. It's super glue, Doc.
А, понятно, что он такой. Это он склеил. Ну ладно.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
Так, Сильвия.
Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her number is
Та, которая потенциально сообщила о теле.
1944298.
Кстати, у меня... Ага, все. Расовая теория закончилась. Нужно диалог закончить, тогда мы узнаем, что к чему.
Received. Hold on, officer.
Опик-шопик, привет. А мы тут переживаем третью стадию стыда за главного героя. Давно не виделись, да, давненько? Терпеливо ждать?
Lieutenant Kitsuragi slowly begins to tap a little rhythm with his right foot. Quite a lot of time has passed.
Либо нам дали неправильный телефон, либо она просто не берет трубку. А, не берет, Алиса. Нет, Алиса это она.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you.
Как же долго.
Yes, hello?
Ага. Женский голос доносится через помехи, словно говорящая за миллион миль отсюда. Распалит. Так, Силю, по-моему, уже встречались, это я детектив из танцев. Не будем напоминать ей, что это я тот самый детектив, потому что я думаю... Go Epic? В смысле Go Epic? Я буду просто полицейским, который задает вопросы, а не тем самым полицейским.
All right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
Блядь, она узнала. Вы не видели моего удостоверения, мой пистолет? Так, полицию вызвали вы?
No, not me.
Почему, собственно, вы не позвонили? Вас не смущал труп на заднем дворе?
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the union already knew about the corpse.
Apex Legends? Нет, сегодня я уже в Apex Legends поиграл. Сегодня у меня стрим диска Elysium. Мы пытаемся вспомнить, кто мы, что мы, где мы, зачем мы и почему за гостиницей висит труп. Ну так, обычные полицейские будни. Думаю, что профсоюзу уже про него известно. Так. А почему здесь вообще профсоюз?
No
Погнали.
one calls the police. The union would get angry.
Профсоюзе рассердится, если вызвать полицию. Чё это?
You know, what the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
Ага. Кажется, у моей власти есть пределы. Объяснитесь, почему вы допустили, чтобы труп столько времени провисел на заднем дворе? Надавить на нее не очень хорошая идея. Похуй.
I didn't want to get in trouble with the others.
Мне хотелось проблем.
Push her further. Show her the error of her ways.
Авторитет. Аж, блядь, трубку положит нахуй.
The other people who live around here. Local people,
Каких проблем?
You don't live here. You don't understand. Squealing is frowned upon here. Everything is dealt with, well, by the union, internally. Please, I just didn't want any trouble. I didn't know I had to report it. I thought someone would take him down eventually.
Смысла нет ее продавливать.
I know.
А, нихуя не знает.
Was there anything else? No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires.
Здесь мало кого есть телефон, провода сдают на металл.
People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the union's phone, or the one on the coast.
Все пользуются профсоюзным телефоном или тем, что на берегу.
So the union has a phone, and there's one further down the coast. Got it.
А это информация уже.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
Ладно.
Yeah, go on.
А теперь давайте про мое удостоверение и пистолет, бля, который я проебал.
Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer.
This exact conversation has happened before. Establishing authority before this young girl seems to have been important to you in the past. Don't go there again.
Давайте пытаться важно для девушки понять, что главное тут ты. Ни к чему туда возвращаться.
Oh, no, I haven't, sorry.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is.
Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The disco things. Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective.
Я показывал свой пистолет, когда?
You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating and... Great.
Стоп, нет, я не то
Anything
нажал.
else? Please, no. You were trying to impress some people.
Я
with it.
промазал.
You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes.
Потом пошли
It
шутки
got
про
pretty
самоубийство.
graphic.
Подробные.
I remember this. You were screaming things like, "My brains are all over the wall, painting them red. I won't be seeing it, 'cause these are my brains. I can't see without my brains." Very nice visuals there.
Лучше бы я себя прикончил.
No, please, no more suicide threats. Thank God you don't have that stupid gun anymore.
There are way more inventive ways than a gun to leave this world. There is silence on the other end of the line.
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it, but believe me, I did not ask.
Было ощущение, что вы его заложили. Я продал свой пистолет!
You mean why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it.
Why not?
Вы ушли из-за Гарта. Скорее всего, не из-за Гарта. Скорее из-за того, что я, блядь, бегал как дебил, наставлял на всех пушку и говорил, что я сейчас себя пристрелю. Я бы тоже не очень хотел бы работать в таком месте.
What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't bring Gar into this. It's none of your...
God, why can't you just mind your own business?
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Эмпатия 2, шансы 58. Господи, блядь, помоги. А лучше вы мне помогите. Давайте. Эмпатия. Эмпатия, блядь. Мне нужно психику. Ребята, голосуем за психику. Дай мне силу, я одну уже такую проебал. Никакой от вас помощи.
No.
Fuck!
She doesn't have a problem with you. It must be someone else she's angry about. Some other guy. Like Gart. Trust me, you wouldn't want to be the guy here. You know how it is. Yak, yak, nag, nag.
Ёбаные задержки.
No, you're the guy. You're Lieutenant Love, matchmaker extraordinaire. Help the poor girl out, lest she turns into a spinster.
Ну, полноценного мочилова нет, но можно одному ребенку в ебало дать, если бы у меня статы были высокие.
What misogyny? I'm just telling things the way they are. Can't a man be honest in his own head anymore? You have to act, Lieutenant Love. You have to calm that hysteria.
Лейтенант Любовь, куда ты лезешь, долбоёб?
Yeah! Have a little boys talk with God himself. Think you can do that, Lieutenant Love?
Я не хочу произносить ничего из этого, отказаться от квеста про любовь, а он ведь восхитительный.
You're just a gimp. What? You want to be more empathetic?
Corn was dominated by the other party. Anything else?
Хорошо игру не купил. Ну, каждому свое.
57 over and...
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on the
Всё,
top,
проебал,
pull-out
блядь.
toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into...
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work.
Взять монтировку, взять болторез, взять фонарик с динамомашиной, задвинуть в выдвижной ящик с инструментами. Фонарик может
It's
понадобиться.
robust, weatherproof, and well made. Police issue. Blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise. The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand. Heavier than you'd think. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids.
Насчет болтореза не знаю, но давай тоже
The
возьмем.
handles are long and sleek. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater, the white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm. Advanced race theory.
Современная расовая теория.
Everything is calm in the eye of the race storm. Your mind is lucid and bright. The mind-bending phylogenetics appear more distant and, to be fair, a little ridiculous. The great race mystery has cleared up. All that's left to do is verbalize your thoughts. Go and talk to Measurehead about your newly found insights.
Риторика. Лимит улучшения повышается до 5. Плюс 1 концептуализация. Тайна по большей части эстетическая. Окей. Так. Дверной электронный звонок. Сила воли. У меня нет. Повешенность. Стойкость. Ну это мы сейчас бахнем. Техника груз. Спящий портовый рабочий. Ага. Группа сила сложно. Химия сложно. Дожди возможно. Дальше заполнен тающим снегом. Надпись на указателе «Нахер полицию». Долой мусоров, название улицы разобрать невозможно. Товары из грузовика хаотично разбросаны. Ладно. Ты кто?
The RCM in Martinez.
Садовница.
What can I help you with? Of course. What can I help you with? Excuse me? Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here.
Pigs go home. Who are these pigs? Долой мусоров. Что за мусора?
I don't know anything about that either.
Pig is a widely used term for members of the police. It's not loving.
No need to worry. We are not saying you did.
Okay. Well, I didn't, since the street sign's messed up. Okay. What do you need?
Где я сейчас?
What do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez.
Мартинес.
This intersection is called Roundabout North.
Северный объезд.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
Так, машина уехала на юг, вот это. Там что-то нужно, в принципе, сгонять туда. Во всяком случае, так в начале игры мы думали.
Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident probably.
Мост через канал ведет к побережью, но он сломан. Еще у побережья, по идее, должен быть телефон.
Just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. But that got closed down ages ago. There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really. The harbor gates. Some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store, too. It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but no problem.
She's very well composed. Back straight.
Of course. I won't hold you back.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Дали перчатки, найс. Плюс 1 техника. О, какой красавец в этих перчатках. В результате какого-то сильного тектонического воздействия тротуар треснул, словно яичная скорлупа. Okay.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder.
Вы можете вернуться сюда, чтобы скоротать время, когда лейтенант Сураг не будет рядом. Что значит его не будет рядом? Ким всегда будет со мной. Внутри бутылки их можно было бы собрать, если бы у тебя был пакет. Сука, где найти пакет?
This Postler Vantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front. A faint sticker on the side reads, RCM Emergencies Desk number 8102, with a slogan,
Хороший ящик, погладить ящик.
The box seems happy.
Ящик выглядит довольным.
Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow.
Я поддержал морально почтовый ящик и получил плюс 1 боевой дух. Я чувствую себя гордым за это. Так. Где же была баба, с которой можно поговорить? Нужно сила воли, а у меня ничего для этого нет. Ох, погнали.
The tracks are as they have ever been. A bit more worn, perhaps. Fortunately.
I'm not sure.
You could follow the tracks south. There seems to be a canal there.
Окей, да, на юг, где канал. Может по следам пройтись. Так, в случае попробовать. Так. Опа. А как я этого не заметил?
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags.
Почему стрельнул тебя, мусорный бак? Ты же просто мусорный
Just
бак.
a trash container. There is no such thing. Your fingers start to itch just looking at that padlock.
Как нам открыть замок?
We could try using a privar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or...
Никаких или, только
We
монтировка.
might want to ask for a key from the manager of the
Ладно,
whirling
я...
rags. He probably has one. And he also has information.
Ладно, спрошу управляющего, будем хорошим мальчиком. Но только сегодня. Так.
There he still is, looking right.
Как применить?
There he still is, looking right. The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You manage to keep it in once.
Да, все равно нихуя не получилось, даже с нашатырем. Сильно становится только хуже. От этого сочетания ароматов у тебя на глазах наворачиваются слезы. Тебе удается
The
сдержаться.
second time, not so much.
Но на второй раз
When
нет.
it's done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Fuck!
Are you okay, officer? You're facing tough odds here. It's aggravated further by alcohol withdrawal. I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate. Throw up, initial autopsy. Throw up, bag it. Then drive to the station. Maybe throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough. I think I've lost my sense of smell. Not being hungover helps too. No. This is a two-man assignment because it needs 2 officers to complete. I need your help. You need to get your shit together. We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Окей, какую мысль нам дали? Тряпка собирательства. Ты тряпка! Да что ж такое-то? Это ни к лицу ни полицейскому, ни человеческому существу в целом. Тряпке надлежит прежде всего собраться, привести в порядок эту мягкую, расхлябанную массу. Чтобы вывести себя из состояния тряпки, собери яйца в кулак и держи не менее 30 минут. А потом сделай нечто подобное с полушариями своего мозга. Поговори с людьми, вдруг поможет. Усвоить. Полчаса. Я перестану быть тряпкой ради Кима. Так. Дверь в квартиру Эврара. Порой сотрудник квартир на цокольном этаже за теплицей. Я сегодня глянул соревнования по радуге. Там что, турнир какой-то идет? Или то, что должны. В обмен Эврара обещает поделиться с вами информацией по делу. Ключевая дверь находится во дворе за теплицей. Как мне туда попасть только? Это дверь на цокольном этаже. Но это вот эта дверь явно. И... как обойти все это? Похуй. Room Major? О. И чё, как играли? То есть, я так понимаю, это чисто по региону, что ли, было? Я на самом деле как-то никогда не следил за соревнованием по радуге. Наверное, там круто. Так, какой-то хер появился. Так, для этого чела мне нужна грубая сила. А что я потеряю при этом? Полицейская волна и трепет. Похуй. Стоп, нет. Я... концептуализацию. Зато получил одно внушение, окей.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
На прилавке пятно черного рома, блять. Пора дряпнуть.
Attaboy. It's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there, not thinking about drinking all that time. It was like you weren't yourself. Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade to yourself, boy. Or better yet,
слизнуть алкоголь, не слизнуть, что делать, блять? Я не знаю, плоть слаба. Но Ким увидит и расстроится, но плоть слаба. О, боже. Слизнуть, ну чуть-чуть. И нет ответов от моей команды поддержки. Слизнуть.
Calmly, the lieutenant looks out of the window, then to you, licking the tasty rums.
What are you doing?
Я алкоголик, Ким.
You could definitely go for some more. The titillating scent of alcohol in your nostrils was beautiful.
А то я нашел квест, найдите спиртное и выпейте. Мы это сделаем, но чуть-чуть. Так, ладно, попробую этого человека. 42 шанса. Рацуго!
The worker continues to nap.
Да что ж у меня нихуя не получается-то, блять? Ты чё за хуй, блять? Понятно, блять. Так, ты.
Real mature, man. What exactly were you trying to...
Damn, your feet thought we got away.
You know what? The stupid drinks you've had are on the house. You know why? Because I know you can't pay for them. Not because you ran away. Now, I still have to charge you for 3 nights and the broken window. That's 100 square. Not entirely cool. You still owe me 100 real. If you don't have it by tonight, I can't let you back up there. Now, what the hell did you want? I assume you wanted something to come back here. Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with it?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Prod at him and find out.
Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
Даже объедки бомжам не дают. А я, кстати, как раз бомж. Отдай мне ключ.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism,
Научный
Mazovian
коммунист.
thought, or Mazovianism. He killed himself.
Он покончил с собой.
No one was implying you were, officer. Where were...
What do you need them for?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please. What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
We should find out who this loud faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even men on strike.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
Даже больше 16:00, на табличке написано разорено с 16, почему в столовой по-прежнему пусто?
Good question.
They're probably getting drunk or protesting something somewhere. Or laying low after the, you know, lynching. They probably fucking killed that guy or something, and that's why.
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance sooner or later.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the Whirling later.
Yes, have you got it? A lot. For the room and broken window?
100 реалов.
100 real. Like what? I was rarely enjoying another thing. Great, yes. Absolutely out of the question.
Почему караоке-то нельзя? Да что с тобой?
Absolutely in the question.
О,
First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
а потом распиваем тут все в клочья.
Do I have a shaker in my hand? Is this...
It's not a shaker. It's nothing. He's holding nothing. It is but an imitation.
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a bow tie and doing this? Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No, because I'm not a bartender. I'm a cafeteria manager.
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the
Дело я
community
бухать
deal
хочу.
with police stuff.
Мое топливо спирт иначе не работает. Если хотите, чтобы я разбался с телом, мне нужно заливать в рот алкоголь.
Even more reason for me not to serve you.
Ну и ладно, жопа с
By the way,
ручкой.
where is home? The address is coming up blank. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You in time or space? That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an
Новая
apartment
мысль.
will appear.
Окей. Так, что с этой? Почти закончилось, окей. Кухня. В сушилке стоит посуда, она пахнет моющим средством и хвоей. Воздух наполнен ароматами специй, алкоголя и помидоров. Ты кто?
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language.
Garazzi.
The only words you can make out are Garanzi and Kubek. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Garanzi Kubek. Please, it's not funny. The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. He smiles and bangs his ladle again. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling.
Понятно, блядь.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
Выкрашено в синий.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you...
The winch. Outside. In the backyard. Remember?
Подъемник
No.
на дворе. Помнишь? А пальцы
Your
помнят.
fingers do.
Well, if there was a winch, I suppose we could look into it. As a side investigation.
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
Оно не стороннее расследование. Ты уже название придумал. Главное дело и дело о двери в итоге сольются в одно стереорасследование.
If you say so, Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
The door does not. The cobalt blue surface feels old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years since this was painted, maybe. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half ruined.
Окей. Гард! Мне нужны еще ключи!
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. Oh yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frick warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though. After the animals. Yes?
Volumetric shit compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts.
Сегодня в западном Ревашоле сотрудник полиции превратился в тряпку на 49,5%. Стойкость. Лимит улучшения повышается до 4. Все белые проверки разблокированы на стойкость. Окей. Дальше. Одинокая дорога домой. Чтобы дальше мне нужно потратить очко навыка. А у меня, кстати, оно как раз одно есть, по-моему. Подожди. Где написано... у меня 2 очка навыка сейчас есть, да? Погнали. Давай. Одинокая дорога домой. Кстати, что мне это дало стойкость? Стойкость. Полевой порог, риторика. Мне казалось, что у меня еще какая-то мысль была возможна, но, видимо, нет. Давай перемотаем назад. Пройдемся по твоим пьяным следам назад до дома. Перепрыгнем через разведенный мост через канал к юго-западу отсюда. Упадем, поднимемся. Через 20 минут свернем с асфальтированной улицы и подберем через дворы, пугая детей. Пройдем над громадной эстакадой автодороги 881, пока не доберемся до района отчуждения в северном Джемраке. В это время года улицы замерзли, покрыты льдом. Пойдем до Мейн-стрит, от Мейн-стрит до Пердишен. Здесь в сторону отходит переулок, и в грязи отпечатались следы твоих подошв. 6 часов 5 минут, чтобы вспомнить дорогу домой. Ну, блять, похуй, погнали. Так, а я не могу взломать эту дверь? У меня все-таки есть как бы... У меня кое-что есть. Может быть, я... Так? Видимо, нет. Значит, надо будет найти ключ. Ну, по идее, наверное, я сейчас смогу снять тело. Может быть. Стойкость у меня просто в жопе. Тут уже вечер. Так, сначала я открою это дерьмо.
This trash container is locked with a well-oiled crack. The lock pops. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Just the feeling. A warning from some part of you. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this.
Погрузимся глубже.
A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below, and turbo noodles. Nothing among the threadbare kitchen towels. Something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Джинсы?
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay.
Зачем с него снимать джинсы?
Drop them in here, officer. Guitar mark blue jeans. Pockets empty. Or empty. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye. A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye.
Грязная полотенце, кружка, больше ничего.
Alright, we should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force. Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
Но в карманах мог обшариться как раз именно тот, кто работал на гостиницу. А возможно, там было что-то важное. Или этот пацан спиздил. Ох, как я хочу им по зубам, блядь, дать.
What's he on about? Kids? You hear that?
See?
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Кружка, я и кружку ту заберу.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron, only in its social sensibility.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
Интерактивный объект кружка, ладно.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels mostly. Unidentified sludge and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, what's this? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Кусок синего пластика, блестящий, похоже на часть чего-то
They
большего.
look badly damaged, but you can
Portion
still
журнал.
make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Почерк мужской.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
Fuck!
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there.
Так есть, посмотрите, он указывает на планшет. Здесь карта с делением города на районы по участкам РГМ. У вас был даже бланк для отчета по осмотру дел. К планшету прикреплена желтая видобумажка.
If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
Я не знаю.
Well,
Я просто, наверное, не хотел быть копом, поэтому выбросил. Что ж, он не знает, что на это
lucky we
ответить.
found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Прочтите журнал регистрации, выберите название для дела.
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and
The container sounds a muffled gong.
Окей.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Кружка желтый человек. Ну это я потом посмотрю. Так. Погнали тело.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white
Окей,
eyes.
58.
The body below is entirely
Теперь мне
dedicated
нужна точно
to that
поддержка на
corpse
стойкость.
smell.
Стойкость у
Emitting
нас
it is all it does
физиология.
now.
Да. Кстати, я же могу ее апнуть, наверное. Похуй, я засейвился. Но мне нужно это сделать, потому что похуй.
As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos, and tendons.
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
С него броню спиздили.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots. Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Продвинутые технологии.
The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more arm after 7 days. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form, ageless and synthetic.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics. For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Зарплата за 4 года один комплект. Пиздец.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
Not too much, yes.
The lieutenant nods, wiping his finger on his sleeve.
Как этот человек мог позволить себе такое дорогое мундирование? Ну, ему, скорее всего, поставила корпорация.
That's for us to find out. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. This confirms my own assumptions. Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez. I'm sure you did the same. I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. The pry bar in your hand is itching for some action. The metal connects with the same ding. The sound does not appear to get louder. The only difference is a barely audible click underneath. Sounds like the end of a long dice roll.
Did you hear that? A click?
Интересно, этот вариант сейчас вылез, потому что у меня реально монтировка в руке, потому что она у меня экипирована. Кто ж, сука, знал?
This is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads the incoming energy horizontally, from plate to plate. When the plates connect, there's a click. That's the sound you heard. See these lines?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them, like whirls of floorboards. The design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps. If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like. The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice. The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination, E50, 100, 1000.
Мы нашли какой-то номер?
Good. Can you read it to me? We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
Здесь, это потому, что у меня в руках монтировка. Охуеть.
The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound.
Stop!
Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
You're going to pull his head off.
Do it, Homo!
Yes, that's what I say. You'll compromise the coroner's case if you do. So please, don't.
Indeed, from this angle, it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more. Being dead for a week has all but liquefied his muscles.
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
Продвинутые вражеские технологии. Ты расскажешь, что они дорогие, я думаю, можешь заложить.
How many clothes do you need? You already found a number. Besides, there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt. Big brother of the regular cargo belt. Is used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Так. Хочу взять немножко музычку погромче. Таким привязывают грузы по 6-винтовым воздушными судами. Окей.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves. I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory.
The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing? Okay, you should ask me for one the first moment we get.
The cadaver hangs from an intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
A map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great Century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular. Customized somehow.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
So am I.
Воздух наполняет внезапный пронзительный звук. Это лейтенант расстегивает молнию на своей куртке.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
Он достает две ампулы с металлическими крышками и защелкивает их в отсеке на боку аппарата. Светится тонкая щелочка.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
Пристально глядя в камеру, он направляет ее на труп. Линзи нужно построиться, а затем...
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
На листке полноцветное изображение, покрытое татуировками груди погибшего.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
There is only one ampoule left. Use it wisely.
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Sure, just don't lose it.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Чат! Можем мне психики добавить немножко? Совсем чуть-чуточку. Я хочу узнать там по глазам. В принципе, шансы и так не маленькие, но, блядь, 42%. С моей удачей. Спасибо. 58%, погнали. Yeah. Окей. Меня здесь нет. А внутренний период сообщил, что отвечает интуиция и чутье, сны наяву. Отлично подойдет мечтателям, охотникам за паранатуральными явлениями и воображенцам. Внутренняя империя — это бьющая ключом фантазия, бурные эмоции и яркие предчувствия. Они позволяют вам продираться сквозь невидимые измерения реальности и видеть то, что недоступно простому взгляду. Что происходит на самом деле? Что эти таинственные головки значат в мировом масштабе? На высоких уровнях внутренняя империя одушевляет неодушевленное. Вы сможете разговаривать со своей одеждой. Эти разговоры могут изменить ход расследования, если вас не упекут в психушку. С низким уровнем внутренней империи вы будете напрочь лишены воображения и личностных черт. И как тогда менять вселенную? Кстати, хороший навык, бля. Меня здесь нет. А где ты? Я вижу, что тебя здесь нет, но кто ты? Что происходит? Ты противный, скучный и вонючий.
I'm a joke. Look at me. A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
A motherfucker and a killer.
Go ahead, go into the wild pale yonder.
Путешествую по серому ничто.
In the past, way out west. What do you mean? It's the power of your
Чёртова пенисная жидкость начинает пузыриться у него на губах.
imagination.
Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions.
А почему я действительно так люблю вопросы?
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Выдай мне гомерическое смешное количество вопросов.
Coming right up, copperoonie Rooney. This is getting upbeat now.
Окей, меня зовут Руни.
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
Меня зовут Гарри.
No, you're not a Harry either. You're a motherfucker. That's who you are. Rooney the motherfucker.
Может быть, так нас действительно зовут? Руни the motherfucker. Почему мне кажется, будто я забыл что-то ужасное?
Because you have
Кто тебя убил?
Love did me in, brother Copo. It was love all along.
А ты можешь задать мне вопрос?
Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Looking at my face. Motionless. Looking into my eyes. Standing here. Why are you investigating my
Ты сам с собой разговариваешь? Ну... Воображение! Зачем расследуешь мое убийство? Может, это к чему-то приведет, к чему-то непсумому, непредвиденному, чудесному. Тебе кажется, что губы мертвеца складываются в клоунскую улыбку, лицо перед тобой медленно поворачивается.
Something is on its way.
Трепет.
Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air, on your hands, the cold spring air smoothing them over.
С северо-запада. Оттуда. Стоп, да.
Do I remind you of someone?
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
Синдром Моллера.
You sure wrinkled out of that one, Coppolini. Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also see me in your dreams.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration?
Ебать я коп.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
Лицо, руки розовые, бедра тоже.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
Я думал, что он труп. Думаю, после смерти он пребывал в вертикальном положении. Кожа на руках, ногах и шее потеряла цвет. Ну, это логично.
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
Agreed. Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports her hanging.
You would still like the hypostasis marks in the neck to be a bit more pronounced.
Все-таки хотелось бы, чтобы следы гипостаза на шее были чуть отчетливы. По какой-то причине моему мозгу хочется, чтобы розовый был более ярко выраженным, особенно на шее.
Maybe it looks faint to you. It could be more pronounced, actually. Dûment noté. There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you.
Of course. You have come back later, copper.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's down.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. His torso.
Okay.
As you narrow it, this is a trick. You've only the lower extremities are pink with a...
I see it.
The monster.
So, what do you think?
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Maybe. I agree.
His personality is no longer a part of the world.
Totally dead. That sounds about right, yes.
Глубины концептуализации.
But there is no breath to...
Of course. You have questions to come back late.
Я думаю, все.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
Теперь нужно как-то перерезать ремень. А он армированный. Можно отпилить ветку? Ну, можем ли?
Climb up there and saw the branch? There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some...
No miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
Ой, сейчас нужно отстрелить ремень, значит пизда. Так, за что там отвечает? Координация, целься, огонь. Ну, 4 координация, в принципе, неплохо, я могу еще уровень поднять.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He appears too deep in concentration to even notice what you said. Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel,
Бумажный
separates
патрон.
the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks.
It drops a pepper cartridge. Бумажный патрон? И что у вас там творится?
Securing it in place. That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzle loader, ascetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms in the world. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's Stess position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements.
God damn it.
Oh, fuck.
A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fellow Stess was the wrong choice. His shoulders are raised, but above all, he cannot trust his eyesight.
Fucking idiot! Mukabat ass!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he? Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word.
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. Remain collegial, officer. It was an honest mistake, and I will not repeat it. I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
Интересно, а если бы у меня был свой пистолет, если бы я его уже нашел, тогда я бы смог это сделать? С учетом того, если бы я вообще попал.
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself.
It's bad as it is, us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
They only have one.
This is the sorriest pair of...
Take it, you fucking
Okay.
banana pointer. Take it and shoot yourself in the
Чат, сейчас будем стрелять.
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger. You've held this, a P9 Armistice, before. At some point it probably used to be your choice of firearm. It still feels comfortable, like you never laid it down.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot him.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't.
Координация. Повышаем уровень координации. 58. Чат, нужна моторика, срочно! Я не должен подвести Кима, мы делаем это ради него. Чат, погнали. Моторика, вот это вот говно надо. $72 шанса. Если 72 шанса не будет, я пойду загружаться, блядь, потому что... Ну как? Ну! Я крутой! С 2 метров
The
попал.
buckle explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with a whir.
О да! Кто тут суперкоп? Thundercop!
With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
О, внутренняя империя подключилась.
Communism.
Сука, серьезно?
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
Ну что, ребят, мы молодцы. Можно сказать, ванлайнер! Как тебе такое-то сранка? Who laughing now, you little shit?
Ace is high.
О, пятюню! Если я сейчас, блядь, промажу пятюней, это будет пиздец.
The ace is high, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture is spread across the world despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves. You could add an ace's low to it, if you like, by turning your back after the high and waiting for another.
Блять! Нельзя позориться! Просто ударь по ладоням. Или ждать... Ну, мы пока не такие друзья, поэтому просто ударь по ладони. Мы промазали?
The lieutenant takes a little hop to perform the customary salutation. Your palm hurts from the slap.
Вроде нормально.
It's precise and down to the point.
I knew these guys were.
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me.
Чё, обоняние таки пришло Киму в нос?
Slumped on the ground like that has not improved the way the corpse smells. The fall seems to have released something deep inside it.
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy. In the meantime, we should locate the representative of the logistics company. My preliminary information suggests the Wild Pines have sent a strike negotiator to wrangle back control from the union.
Возьмите показания DAO, Wild Pines.
I bet she has a fresh perspective to offer us. Since we've already talked to Everhart in the harbor, that interview is done, for better or for worse. Yes, and those were the interviewees. Let's go.
О, ну на этой хорошей ноте, где я не таки, наконец-то не обосрался, блядь, я заканчиваю сегодняшний стрим, потому что уже 12 часов. Я стану суперкопом, верну свое величие и покажу вам всем Кузькину мать. Но сначала мне нужно найти пакет, чтобы собирать бутылки, а то я бомж, блядь. А мне еще за хату платить там надо. Ну да. Короче, всем спасибо, всем пока, до новых встреч. Сделаем это для Кима. Спокойной ночи.